This is a special meeting of the Noank Zoning Commission, and I just realized I don't have an agenda in front of me. I'll wing that. Okay. All right, this meeting of the Noank Zoning Commission will take place through Zoom remote meeting technology. My name is Rick Smith. I'm chairman of the commission. The host of the Zoom meeting is Larry Dunn, who's an alternate zoning commission member. The participants in the meeting will be the commission members, elected alternates, staff, and the commission's council. Anyone speaking should state their names prior to speaking each time they speak. Participants who would like to comment on an item or share a screen item should indicate by using the raise hand icon at the bottom of the screen or by raising your hand in front of the screen. The participant will have an opportunity to speak after being called upon by the chairman. We won't be taking motions tonight, so that, well, we will, as a matter of fact. To offer a motion or second a motion, commissioners should physically raise their hand and speak so the machine will pick up who it is who's offering or seconding. When I call for the vote, I will call individually on each of you so you can speak and therefore be recorded. Members of the public who have logged on or called in will be observing the early part of the meeting and the latter part if they wish, but in the middle it will be an executive session and there will be no public viewing or observation during that session. Members of the public can submit comments by writing to the commission after the meeting. Finally, a recording of tonight's meeting will be posted on the Town of Groton's website within 7 days of the meeting. Let me see if I can bring the agenda up. That was a hiccup on my part. Okay. So the meeting is being held in executive session for the commission to consult with its counsel about draft proposals for regulating short-term rentals in the Noank Fire District. Public viewing and listening during the executive session will be precluded. Okay. I apologize. I really mucked the organization of this. I'm missing a sheet of paper that I would need. Okay. The commission is going to invite the following persons to participate in the executive session. All commissioners, that's myself, Beth Steele, Blake Powell, Art Tanner, and Dana Oviatt, as well as Council John Casey and elected alternate commissioners Larry Dunn and Lynn Marshall. Dunn and Marshall have been authorized continually by the commission to participate in deliberations without voting privileges unless they're seated for an absent member. Now, is there a motion to continue the meeting in executive session to discuss council's communication concerning draft short-term rental regulations? So moved by Art Tanner. Is there a second?
Second.
Speak up. Dana Oviatt. Okay, thank you. Now this motion will require 4 votes because it requires a 2/3 majority. So all those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and speak up, please.
Aye.
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 Okay, I see 5 ayes. All right. Now for any member of the public, and I don't see any. So I'll just state quickly, if the public had been there, they could leave the meeting at their discretion and re-enter, or we could put them in the waiting room, which is what we would have done, and then call them back at the end. Okay, now having done that, the time is 7:04, and we'll stop the recording. Larry, Art, John, Lynn, Beth, Blake, Dana, Sue. Okay.
I've restarted the recording.
Started the recording, good. So let the record show it is 8:44 We're coming back into open session. And the commission discussed council's views on our draft proposed short-term rental regulations. No votes were taken, no decisions made. And the next time we discuss this will be in a public session at our next meeting, whenever that may be. I don't actually have the date at the top of my
Oh.
tongue. Yeah, Larry?
I was gonna ask, when is the next meeting? So
Yeah. I don't know. I really hate this.
the 13th is the next scheduled meeting.
Okay. Really? 13th,
April 13th.
6.
Yeah, I think
That
it's the
can't be.
20th.
It's got to be the third Thursday, so third Tuesday.
It is,
The 20th.
oh, the 20th. I got it in my calendar twice. All right, yep. All right, I see the 20th.
Yeah. So yeah, zoning regular April 20th. So yeah, I don't know what we'll have for applications, but I would say that gives us almost a month to be thinking of a number of things. Lynn's suggestion that we look back at the statement of purpose page and make sure it accurately reflects where we are now, having drafted it 9 months ago. I would suggest that's a task that we could use as the staff draft concept. Get your ideas to me for any revisions you think ought to be made. I'll put them together and circulate them back out. People can decide whether they can form their views on what they want to debate. But if we make any changes to the consolidated views, that would be done by a debate in public meeting. Think also of maybe separating that page from the regulation itself. It would be part of our application package, because remember, we're going to have a justification document. And actually, John, it's a good question for you. Should we write a paragraph justification for each measure sequentially alongside the document? Not necessary?
I don't think you have to go to that length.
Okay. Okay, so a consolidated justification for why we're doing what we're doing.
Mhm.
Maybe some key provisions. Okay.
You also have the record of your hearing where you probably discuss each element of this regulation, I assume, on the record, which will be a justification for specific things, that you feel need to be explained.
Point of order, Rick?
Yes, Larry.
At the next meeting, I would suggest that we present the results of the vendor analysis for seeing what things are in fact measurable, enforceable, and which things aren't. And if you agree with that, I would ask John that should that be presented with vendor X, Y, and Z, and avoid using specific vendor names, since we're getting into, or does it matter?
I don't think that matters. No.
So back to you in terms of an agenda item.
Is there any reason, John, to think that, I haven't been involved in this discussion at all, but trade secrets type of things that would require us to be in an executive session, not with you, but no?
No, because it's not like you're doing an RFP or anything. For those services, I mean, you could do an RFP.
Are we required to, if we do one of these, if we go out to actually hire one of these monitoring companies, would we have to do a 3-bid type of thing?
I don't know the answer to that. You probably want to ask the executive committee,
Okay,
someone.
probably Nancy.
Yeah.
Okay, good points. Larry and Lynn, you were involved in this. Are you okay with where this discussion is right now? Looks like you are. Okay,
I'm assuming that was a yes, we can put it on the agenda and provide the input to the commission and the public.
and I would say if there's anything that any one of those three companies don't want you to say in public, don't say it. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, any input to them would say confidential, not for disclosure on the document. So anything we get from them so far has not said anything like that, nor they have indicated anything like that. So I'm not worried about that.
just remember, if we're going to talk about a document in a public meeting, the Zoom meeting rules means we have to put it up and have it on the screen. We have to put it in the OneDrive so people can access it. That's why I want you guys to make sure that those potential vendors are comfortable with knowing what we have to do by our legal obligations.
Yep.
If it's a document, it's on the OneDrive. Everybody gets access to it through the link in the agenda, which means people can read it. And if we have it on the screen and scrolling it, then it's a record anyway, because it's in the video record. Just so they know, and then they can withhold whatever they want to withhold. I just want to be fair to them too.
All right, I will notify them. I don't foresee any issues.
Okay, good. Anything else for the good of the order? Okay, I would take a motion to adjourn. Dana moves to adjourn, and Beth Steele was so quick on the heels with a second that, okay, all those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Okay, that's unanimous. Thank you all. That was fun.
Thank you, John.